Naitwa Kusiluka. Karibu kwenye Founders Safari. Hii ni podcast ambapo tutakuja kusikiliza safari za watu wengi sana, founders mbalimbali kutoka nchi yetu ya Tanzania. Tutajifunza kuhusu changamoto, mapito, furaha, success na vitu vingi zaidi ambazo utasikia kutoka kwa founders hawa. Founders hawa ni members wa Founders Tanzania, ambayo ni community ya founders mbalimbali kutoka nchi hii. Ina members zaidi ya 260 na tunashare opportunities mbalimbali. Mpaka sasa tumeshare zaidi ya opportunities 2000. Hii ni fursa pekee ya kuweza kusikiliza sasa kuhusu wa founders, changamoto za Kitanzania wanazopitia na mambo mengi. Jiunge nami na ufurahie podcast hii ya Founders Safari. Karibu sana. Bana, karibu tena kwenye Founders Safari. This is Founders Safari season 1 episode 2. Na mgeni wetu wa leo bwana, za chini zinasema aliingia mjini na F20 tu. And right now yeye ndo founder and CEO of NeuroTech pamoja na Sarufi AI. Help me welcome Mr. Kalebu Gwalugano. I'm a Jordan Caleb, who is founder na CEO of NeuroTech.
Asante sana.
This is Founder Safari and we're here to learn about your story because we believe every founder has a story.
Everyone has a story.
Yeah, everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Ebana tuambie, Kalebu ni nani and what does he do?
Okay, that's a very broad question. But professionally, I'm a developer. I build software. But along the way, I'm also I run a business here. I run software. Yeah.
All right, cool. Ando watu wa software bana. And tell us about NeuroTech. And tunasikia na Sarufi pia. What started kati ya NeuroTech na Sarufi? And AI ni kitu ambacho sasa hivi tunakisikia, lakini you started it a while back. What interested you kuianza hapo?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing AI since 2018.
Okay.
Before the boom, before everybody say, okay, AI, ChatGPT. And something that really made me interest is there's one event when I saw this thing could be the future. You know, I in most of my talk I give this example. I was on a weekend, my friends said, okay, we need to watch a movie, and then I watched a movie called Ex Machina, and then it was so fascinating for me. Because I'm okay, Caleb, this is the thing, you know, this is what you need to do. So Nikona from mechatronics, I remember, and then watching that movie, it gave me that aha moment, Caleb, this is it. And from that, the moment I knew this, it was nilikuwa code AI. I didn't know the industry. I didn't know anyone. Basically, all I knew that this is a thing. This is it. And then from that day, you know, there's Google, Magic, nimeingia university, all I go on Wi-Fi, using university Wi-Fi, Google, whatever. So I know, okay, let me go Google. How do I do AI? And then from there and so on, I begin to being now that guy in ecosystem doing AI. Slowly, you build something, you share with people, and then okay, this is cool. You meet community, and over time you build a company around it. So that's how the whole story began. Yeah,
it's very interesting. And so what year was that you watched Ex Machina and the gap to when you started AI? What year was that, and when did you actually start it?
I mean, I started the same day.
2018.
2018. So I'm I watched Ex Machina, and then I went to library. I'm going to download Anaconda. Anaconda is this Python ecosystem of tools for doing AI, because I saw it in Google. So that same day that I watched Ex Machina, I'm I need to learn Python now. I need to learn AI. So the same day I'm I'm on it, you know. No time for something to get called.
Yes.
I mean, I'm an and if something really hit my nerve, I'm a little obsessed. Yeah, you can't stop me. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, that's a really sure way to actually get yourself to start something, is do it right away. That's beautiful. Cool. You said you were doing mechatronics and you went to university. Was it the same course? And what university was it? So just to get, what is your background?
Okay, so basically my secondary school and college, it's basically the same kituo cha daladala. So ni kama ni mwenge hapo huku. This side ni my college, ni my former secondary school. This side is my university. So it's the same, it's called the Yunga Mbeya. So nimesoma Yunga Technical School. So we did extra technical subjects. So this is electrical engineering, during say your secondary school, mnafanya engineering, and then I moved nikaenda direct to college. So I didn't want to go advanced. I saw people they do an advance and they have like big books, and then they study and some of them they're very smart. And then the end of the exam, may mess up. Anaenda kusoma course ambayo kutarajia. So that was very scary to me. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm smart, but I don't want to take a bet. I know what I want. I love hardware. I love computer stuff, and I found that mostly they do mechatronics. So I remember from 4 Palace itself from mechatronics 1, mechatronics 2, mechatronics 3, and I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, but I want to go to advanced. And then selection comes. I'm into college, and then I did mostly that's Mbeya University. And that's where now I met code, that's where I now begin, okay, there's these things called code. You can, install something and then begin putting instruction, then you creating software. It was very fascinating to me because Yunga is a place where I begin most of the innovation. It was not code, it was not anything. So I remember in Form 3, I was doing some crazy stuff in chemical engineering.
Tell us about it.
I had a lot of projects to produce and whatever. A lot of chemical project. One of the projects I remember from 3, I was one of the 3rd winner in science fair project. Tanzania Nzima, and I was a regional winner in
Mbeya.
In regional, not only in Mbeya, so regional winner in Mbeya for the fair project, and then we came to Morogoro for national competition of the 3rd winner. That's from 3, and it was not physics, it was not IT, it was chemical.
Okay.
It was chemistry. My chemistry teachers love me a lot. Kaleb, you're good at this. And I thought maybe I'll be a chemical engineer someday, doing some crazy bombs. No, not bombs, but something around that, chemical stuff, But then, you meet people. I had my friend, he was very good at engineering, and gave me okay, this another look, I could be Da Vinci, creating aircraft and whatever. And around that same time, I begin innovating around physics, physics. And then I was a library nerd. I'm gonna go to library, Wikipedia crazy. I'm reading a biology book, but I'm reading a bunch of Wikipedia. I bought I had a card to library for the books at my school was not enough, so I was going to the library wilaya Mbeya. So I had a subscription. If I see college darasani akusomi sioni vizuri, I'm natoroka. I'm going to library, I'm learning galaxies, I'm learning engineering. I was very into it, reading books, not for the exams, I was into stuff innovating, Da Vinci. So I used to be Da Vinci, people used to call me Da Vinci because I was so inspired by the guy, because I'm okay, let me create something. So the same spirit that you might see, okay, where this Kaleb, ametoka wapi, you're this Kaleb of having innovation, ametoka wapi, is not something which just came up.
It started a while
when I came into street. It started a while back in college. In school, all those Da Vinci, all those booking nerds, exposing myself to a wider world, and then just having now, okay, if you have a wider world, you find, okay, this is what I want. Because sometimes if you don't know, or you don't have a wide perspective of stuff, what you choose will be limited to what you know. So the more you expand yourself, you read and you know stuff. That's where I was curious, and that's where I begin my building stuff in college, in secondary school. And then I went to college. It's just now it was some sort of a transition now. In secondary school, I was doing more stuff around just chemical, writing some stuff. I don't know, sort of hybrid. But now going to college, now I begin to program software. Now programming hardware, and then that's where now the whole this nerdy Kalebu on code began, and it's gonna grow up from chemical and physics to be now a techie.
So story yako ni kama imetoka kwenye movie, because you get a kid who loves to read and study, alafu ana dive deep into creating something out of that. It seems like a movie.
Yeah, it seems like a movie. And it's funny, because most of my inspiration comes from movie.
I see. I see. It is a movie, by the way. Tunaweza tukakutengenezea movie.
No, I mean, not in that.
The more you grow, right?
Okay, cool.
So, ile story ya umekuja mjini na 2020. Is it true? And how was it? Now, mpaka ukafika Binary Labs and starting NeuroTech. Kwanza, was it your first venture, NeuroTech?
Okay. Was this true? I mean, I'll unpack it because people may misread the text. So it was like this. Maybe in college, I couldn't. I was staying in hostel. I was government sponsored.
Okay.
So it was mostly around, I never experienced this kind of life I couldn't. And then Da had a sister. And then I was just coming here for maybe holiday, going to Buni, stuff like this. So
Buni, okay.
We're being exposed to this, I knew like that is the right place for me to, like, if I want to pursue IT, I can't stay in Bear, I can't go kulima shambani. So nimemaliza college. I knew I won't apply this makeup stuff because I won't go to
uni.
I won't go to like show a degree. No, I knew like I won't. So I was seeing people applying. I'm like, okay, go on. So nimekaa like a month nyumbani, and then I'm like, dude, I can stay here. I mean, I might blame whatever the country, but I need to go to where things are happening, and then now go and fight from there. So I mean, you just remember I don't have a job. Either the only thing I had was when I was in second year, nilifanya internship Coppergas. Like there's a company Coppergas. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention.
Yeah, you can mention it.
Yeah, okay. So when I interviewed there, they said, okay, if you come to Dakuma as a college, we'll give you a job. We'll give you a job. So that's what I knew. Like, okay, I'm like, Mom, I'm going to town. I might have a job somewhere. But it wasn't a sure thing. So I'm coming to town. I went to my sister like for a week. And then I'm like, my sister, if I want to grow, I can stay at your place. I need to venture on my own and fight and hustle. That's how I'm gonna grow. Yeah. So I remember I had some gigs nimefanya na wanafunzi. Nafanya hizo niko chuo. I did some business in chuo. I was ordering a project equipment in Alibaba Express in China, selling to wanafunzi. Also I was charging people when wanatengeneza zile projects zao za final year. So I had some
ukisema equipment unamaanisha kama
Arduino stuff, motor, server nini. Hivyo kitu. So kipindi kile I was ordering I tried first verifika vifaa. So I was like doing hizo stuff. Had a brand called Quantum Electronics in college mimi selling hardware. Now coming now to street. I said okay, I'm going hapo na kesh kidogo sinaje bada business. Sister me, I'm going to rent, I have money to I had money which was not enough to rent. So I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna rent, but I don't have money. Can you borrow me like it was, I remember kwa kama kipindi 70 ni rent, alafu me I can use my money ni buy godoro tu, no need of an extra, na maybe na vikombe viwili sani mbili. I'll start my life. But dad said okay. Akafikiria akasema okay, I'll give you. But I'm like, Dad, I'll promise I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I mean, so I ended up rent somewhere a house. I paid for like 3 months. I bought like a godoro moja chini kama kawaida, vikombe viwili sani mbili. Imetoka hiyo. And then napazia. That's all I had, and looking in my pocket, I have 20k.
Hapo sawa.
I have 20k. I told you I had a promise of a job. Coppergas, yeah. But now I'm in the street now, like I'm alive. I have 20k. So I went to Coppergas. I'm like, okay, I'm here now, I'm that smart kid. I came to the internship here. Like, okay, we see you. I will call you.
Okay.
So I went home and I'm like, okay, they'll call me. But the call never came. And I have 20k on my pocket. That's now where the hustle begin. Yeah, I mean, I have no certificate to do in IT. Me, I'm a computer, like I'm a mechatronics graduate, diploma graduate. So I can't go just ask jobs IT. Sina ile like a serious portfolio kwenye software kwamba okay, nimeshafanya na client kaza zaidi hiyo internship ambayo nifanya. So it was a bit like mimi, my brain is rushing. I did this. So it was ignorant kwamba I underestimated kwamba life on the streets is hard. Now the mind begin to open. This is it. I need to find something, any way to make it work, Yeah. So it was very hard. Nilikuwa nauza vifaa sasa. So because I did business in college, I keep selling stuff. So I was IT because IT was good. Kaanza kuuza vifaa, nikipata sio fishilini, freshi. One of my very first job nilifanya kwa S01ep02, I remember.
Yeah, ni
software.
Okay.
Yeah. My guy called me like, Kalebu, there's a software, we need a desktop application, but kuna sala S01ep02. I'm like, man, ongeza kidogo basi. Like, no, Kalebu. Yeah. No, like, ambia ongeza kidogo basi, ambia wangu ndio hiyo iko hivyo. Ambia basi bro, let me just do it.
S01ep02 tena.
Yeah. So I remember I spent that day and unajua hapo amenisave. This guy doesn't know amenisave kiasi gani, amenisave like for real. In a day kazi hapa. Because I was a good G. Kisema sasa I didn't have that time to prove. So this gigs ambazo S01ep02, it was me proving myself. Yeah, I got to S01ep02 and then eventually the work was good. The boss called me to the office like, okay. Kalebu, we want to do an exhibition of this project. How much would you need? So the previous work was like my guy asking me. The second work, I'm talking to the boss now. And I'm like, okay, how much do you want? I'm like, now I need to mention a number.
That's a tricky part.
Yeah, that's a
very tricky part.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, 500K. Yeah. So that's one of my very big money getting in the street. Unimaginable.
So that mwezi gani ilikuwa ule kutoka wa kwanza? Was that the
same month, man? The same month.
You're lucky.
I mean, I was lucky.
Yeah, lucky.
Just imagine this moment. If I didn't have this friend who didn't call me for this,
30K,
30K, and then 30K lead to 500K, and then another thing which kept me sustainable. I remember it was there's some guy when I was in college called me like, Caleb, I have a project for you. It is a computer vision and this and this. But I was scared. It was very hard. I'm like, dude, this is very hard. I can do it. But I came to street. I'm like, there's a guy who called me, Let me find if he still exists because I need money to survive. I remember I called the guy and like, Caleb, are you available? Come, let's do it. Yeah.
Computer vision.
Computer vision. I did that thing and it was like, I think 300K. So now saved me. So those kind of, I begin to find memory. Who called me ever? You ever called me and I ignored them? Let me find them now. So those are one of the early days, me getting money in the street and doing software. And it's just like even his boss fighting and this element of luck because you can say, okay, I was just a fighter and
that was it was a big luck, man.
It's a big luck because otherwise you compare, okay, life is hard. Yeah, let me just go home, like
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
2020.
2020.
Yeah, okay. Like 4 years ago, man. It's kind of like yesterday.
Seems like yesterday. Kwa hiyo ukaja ukahaswa mtaani, and when did you think kwamba tulete NeuroTech? Yani idea ya NeuroTech na sarufi ilianza mwaka gani?
Oh, okay. So it's ironic. So I told you about the guy who's computer vision thing. Yeah. So the guy, when we did that computer vision thing, I got a LinkedIn message, Mimi. There's a boss, Caleb, come, I want to give you a work. Yeah. So I remember the mentor for the boss, and I be okay, this and this and this. So it was a very complex system. Me, I never did a serious backend system by that time. I'm just a fresher from college. But I know programming, but I've never developed a serious system. You need a front end, you need NIN. And this guy also he wasn't like that we're boss hustler, like, if you know what I mean. Like, so kama moja ni boss ni we're boss hustler. So I'm like, Mhangu, can we do this project? I received a message from LinkedIn. Can we do it together? Like, we work as a team. Yeah. So it was something around 5M.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what? the boss was like, give us a number, and you're like, okay, how much do we charge? You always grow number, you're like, okay, 30K. I'm like, okay. So it was like something. It was like more of guessing. It was more like serious, pure guessing. Like, okay, 5M. Yeah. So that was the relationship. And then the boss, when he saw us working together, and he was like, okay, you guys need a company. I'll help you get a name. I'll help you open a company. So when we came without vision, we came with just hustle and nini. And this guy was like a mentor in some sort of way.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then he was like, okay, find a name, and you need to register the business, and you need to work as a company. You need 2020, 2020, mwishoni 2021. Yeah, tukaanza kumpa pale majina, nini, neuro, nini. I don't know, Caleb, no this. And when you say NeuroTech, I'm like, okay, maybe this. So that's like a mentor who like gave us a name. Uni 2020. Mwishoni. Yeah. And then we did that project ukaanza. So mbeleni kwa sababu like two team people. Tukafanya ile project. And then at some time tumefanya ile project tukaja project zingine kama ile ni ile synergy haikuwa ile very strong. Hapo sasa nilivyokuwa nafanya ile kazi ya this boss.
Yeah, 5 million.
Yeah, 5 million. That's why I did one of the most important thing in my journey. Okay. I begin to do open source.
Okay.
So nikirudi nyumbani, I know I'm stable, so I'm a bit stable now. Let me just code open source software. So I was doing this open source software. I build stuff. I share openly with people they can use. And then over time, from in the early on, I was like a spammer because I built something. I spam every group. I did this. It was like I was doing project almost every week. I need to launch something. So over time, people begin to notice me. Who's this guy, Caleb? Seems like someone, like, yeah. And that thing helped me build a brand. Like people begin noticing me. They like, okay, this guy knows something. And then from that point, you attend event, you attend conference, and then you meet people like, okay, I saw you made by pesa. I think we might give you a job, something. Yeah, I'll reach out. Yeah, hapo ndo unaanza sasa network, unajifunza network, getting mtu atakwambia kupadili, atakufanya nini. So I remember that was like one of like change in career because getting one deal is okay, but how do you make sure if you sustainable, how you get the carrying deal? You need to have relationship. People need to notice you. It's when they think of something, you're in their radar. It's not your, so maybe showing up to this event, doing all this open source event, open source contribution, give me a huge like A+ portfolio. Okay, Caleb is a good developer.
All right, so hiyo issue ya kufanya open source, I think ilikusaidia kukupa experience na exposure. And that is what gave you the space. I had it before. Kwamba cha muhimu mtu unatafuta kwanza nafasi. Ukipata nafasi unaonyesha uwezo. Uwezo ndo utakufanya watu wakuamini, wakikuamini watu watakupa kazi. That's the process. And I think it's very visible on your end. Labda, what do you have to comment on that particular quote?
I think it's perfection, it's explaining everything, like no comment on that. Yeah.
So kwa hiyo naona biashara kubwa. Okay, so ulisema partner wako akaanza kuwa disinterested na hiyo venture yenu ya pamoja.
No, it's not like disinterested. It's like we are both like busy, like to quite very close kwenye one project, but coming to other projects, mimi nikapata gigs zangu, napata gigs zake. It was not a company. This was like idea put into us by
the mentor. But the mentor
materialize okay, let's do this. Like hatakuwa na ile commitment zao, like okay, so I began doing these gigs, open source gigs. Nikaanza kuwa freelancer. I was those person ambao kwenye event we introduce ourselves, okay, I'm a freelancer.
It's a cool term. It's a cool term, by the way.
It's a cool term, but yeah, okay, I would comment on that.
I earn in dollars.
Yeah, I was like Evo. Just getting gigs, people, they give me, I do it. And in this freelancing, there's phases, there's a moment I was getting money and I was good, There's a moment it came with winter now. If winter is when there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's the winter comes of freelancing, and I was struggling. And tayari ushapata ile jina kidogo, but now una put some okay, mtu anaambia okay, milioni 1 2 million. Give numbers if people find
the brand.
Una the brand. But now we made the brand, but you're not getting the cash, man. Yeah. So and then the rent comes, okay man, rent comes here.
Baba ushamlipa hapo?
Bado baba.
That was the question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. And then nilipokuwa college, there's these things that nianza kufungua into Upwork, yeah. So I remembered, there's Upwork. Nakumbuka ni apply kazi kama 100 hivi, ngapi sije kupata kazi hata moja. But this was the moment ambao I'm like, this week I need to find money to pay rent and also live. Ni month after getting gigs and nini, but there's a winter for everything. Doesn't mean if you focus on blood, there's unakuwa any like the curve going up. No, there's curve going up.
It bounce
kidogo, and then bounce. Those are like a moment you make the best changes.
Oh yeah,
because the change I made, you're like, okay, this week I know I never got a job on Upwork, but now I have no way out. So I either get a job I go, yeah, so hivyo I'm like okay, nikakumbuka nilikuwa na hela kidogo, nikanunua what you call Upwork credit. If you apply job, you use credit, and this credit you need to buy them. So I bought like a lot of credit. I'm like, I use all my money to buy credit. I'm okay, and from morning to evening, all I'm doing is applying jobs. Okay, now I'm interested in doing this and this. I got one job. Nilifanya for a day. It was kazi kama $137. They paid me like 3 in a day. I'm like, these things I'll never get in Bongo. This is the things to take months, years, never. But so I'm like, okay, this online, they pay in dollars, man. Yeah, I need to invest in this. I need to make sure I build my portfolio in this. So I begin to build my portfolio in this. I found nikaanza kutafuta wale watu ambao wanafanya kazi offline. I'm like, come and write me a good feedback on Upwork. They need it because Upwork they allow even external clients but get feedback so that they can trust you. Okay. So nikana on board. Hata client ambao kidogo quality yako vizuri kivile unaambia lazima naomba saidia kwa feedback hapa nini. So feedback it helps people get. So I managed to solidify myself as a good level na hivyo. Was account 500 umeshaingiza, una count 1k, una count 2k USD, una count 3k, una count 4k. Yeah, so I remember nikawa na hivyo. So on doing Upwork nikaanza sasa ndio hivyo, unataka kwenye event freelancer, how to do on Upwork. Not a founder personality, I was like a freelancer personality. Lakini baraka mafole.
Yeah, baraka mafole.
Unapiga mafole mangu vipi Upwork una ngapi? Mangu umenipita. Kuja hivi nipambane nikupite kwenye numbers za Upwork. Competition out, it help, if you have people around you about those who do this. Also as I had my guy mwingine from college and he was doing an Upwork. So kama I have like ecosystem around me doing freelancing, and then it was good exposure. So on freelancing now, there's a guy who I worked on freelancing. They're paying me almost like 1.3 million, like one for a week. Week, yeah. So it was around 7 million a week. And then I did there. It's like I did there for like a month on Upwork. It was like, okay, Upwork take 20% of the payment. So why don't you do it offline? Why don't we hire you full time? I'm like, okay, this is a good money. I'm like, let's do it. So this was a company from Italy, yeah. So yeah, and I worked there. I began working now in
What year was that?
Corona year.
2021?
2022, 2022.
Okay, cool.
2021. 2021, yeah. Me like I think the second term. Second term of 2021. Kwenda mbele huko ndo nikaanza kufanya hiyo kazi yake mshikaji. Then ndio hivyo the point, that was a time because of corona time there was explosion of remote work. Sure. You just go remote work, you just go on Teams every day, go to stand up to that's boss I never met physical. And then in all the Teams meeting we never turn on camera. Okay. Yeah, it was just okay, Kalebu, what did you do? There's a new engineer, go deploy this, go fanya nini. It was like that, and they pay you. Yeah, so I did there, but slowly the boss was very tough, man. Like the boss, wazungu, in Italy, I don't know, they're free mind.
Italy, yeah.
Sometimes wanaongea maneno makali kichizi, ile. Yeah, and then it's all business, man. I get now I kinda mimi sasa I'm founder.
Becoming a boss now, you understand.
Okay. I kinda relate. This guy was acting insane that time.
Why he was saying
what he's saying. Yeah, like it doesn't mean it was right to act that way, but now I have that feeling of a pressure. Okay, you have people's man and you have to deliver. There's engineers, the engineers,
they're playing around.
They're playing around. You need to be very strict. But I don't know, maybe I was playing around, but point I was doing work, but sometimes there's a moment I was very sick. Niko naumwa nasumbuliwa asas. Niko na msiba, niko home. And then I missed like 2 days in work. And the boss was very tough, like on me, like Kalebu nini. Kana. And that time, mimi I never used to catch as a wazungu. He just said, so I just said kama competition, okay, boss, if you think I'm not delivering, I can just leave for good, because at that time I was very good. I was performing in a team, but I'm like, if you what they said? Okay. Yeah, they said okay, and there was no discussion, man. Natania boss. They said okay, and I was like, dude, these people, you're not that very, very special to them. You're just, you're just
another digit.
You're just another digit in a team. They can like go on Upwork and Google, okay, the DevOps, person developer, nini, replace you. So it was like that, man. And then on that moment, so I realized how much money I could get if I work with my skills. Like, you know, I'm a high valuable engineer. If I could get 7 million. So I didn't even last long. Even I didn't think if I lasted 5 months. So yeah, if I lasted maybe 5 months, I'll be driving like some. But I was like that. I'm like evil. And then I'm like, okay, that abuse of that, like some sort of abuse, like the boss, they was talking to us, like maybe employment is not for me. I was kind of soft in some way, you know, like, because, you know, I was a freelancer before. I was never like really stay with the full time. So and this was like my first time experience with it. And then it didn't go well. So I'm like, okay, now I need to self-employ. And then I came the idea of now there's NeuroTech now from the first like mentor and I reach out, okay, my guy, you know, let's do NeuroTech, let's do New Nini, and then okay,
the co-founder.
The same guy we did the first project because we keep in touch basically. Okay, we keep in touch. Okay, let's do this, you know. Even akona gigs zake mwenyewe anafanya na mimi namsaidia usijui nini accounting nini. So I'm like, okay, come, let's do this. So that's what like now, okay, mimi I had some money because nilikuwa nafanya kazi na Ndefu.
So hivyo naela.
Not that much. I had some money so now, okay, like to pay a developer come, okay, help me make a UI. So don't live answer, but after like a month of now like pioneer, mimi sasa I was very serious. This time I was not joking, man. If I say company, I mean a company. Me like I don't wanna go back to employment. So I'm like very serious. But I mean, I didn't notice like a lot of commitment from the other like co-founder now. Okay. So it was bit. So mimi I don't know. I was very tough on them. Like, okay, guys, let's do this punctual. Come on, if you are serious about this, you can't be spending all the time doing gigs. Alafu we spend a portion of doing on our company and it won't work. So mimi, because now mimi I'm now chungu. I left 7 million on the bank and now I need to this is gonna
make it work.
I need to make it work. You know, I was in a high. Now I'm like I don't want to go to the lowest floor to the bottom again. So so the guy I think wasn't handling like now that pleasure of mine and like, Caleb, I'm quitting this.
He did the same for you.
Yeah, you know, it's ironic.
It's a karma.
It's a karma.
Karma is a bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
So what did you now start focusing on with NeuroTech? NeuroTech mkawa mnafanya nini? And was Sarufi born out of NeuroTech at that time? Ama ilikuja baadaye?
Sarufi came very much. It came in the very first month.
Okay.
Yeah, because me from college, I was doing a lot of AI coming to street because I had to do whatever I can to survive. So I was rotating around. I wouldn't say like I was doing AI stuff like on some of the projects. Most around software engineering. So I was like you know going around, and then now I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do a company, it's gonna be about AI because it's something about I was very fascinated, but you know. The street to tell you what to do. You don't tell it what to do. So at least when I had this chance, now I had some little capital in me. I had now this fire and energy. Like I need to make it work. I need to find a company. I need to make it work. And they say it's gonna be about AI. So that's so. It wasn't very clear like what we're gonna do. It was just general. We do AI consultation. Yeah,
it wasn't very clear. That's how it starts, by the way.
Yeah,
vitu vinakuwa very fuzzy. People think that one starts with, you know, I want to do this, and it's clear from day 1 to year 5. But it actually starts very fuzzy. Mpaka ile kitu inakuja kumaterialize. You're like, okay, we can now go in this direction. So, kwenye step ya kwanza kabisa, wewe na co-founder wako mka part ways.
Yeah, before incorporation, before anything.
Before incorporation. So I know right now una team.
Yeah.
Do you have a co-founder ama wale ni they're under you or that team is under you at the moment?
I don't like the word under you.
Okay, you're working.
We are working together.
Yeah. Lakini wewe hauna mtu ambaye mko mna as a co-founder at the moment.
Tuna mtu ambaye ni like silent like sio non acting. Yeah, ana some share, but
huyo ni investor sasa ama
there's an investor, but there's another shareholder.
Cool.
I'm both from the beginning of the company.
All right, cool. So nimepata kuelewa and inspiration behind Sarufi, and labda kwa audience, tell us about Sarufi. what it does, because on my end tunatumia Sarufi, by the way. Founders Tanzania inatumia Sarufi as an AI kukupa taarifa zaidi za unazoziona kwenye site. Tell us about Sarufi. Does it do that only? What does it do more? And what is the future of Sarufi?
Okay. I mean, nilipokuwa college, after watching Ex Machina, I did something called Ask Iris. It was some sort of like a chatbot. It was like on SMS. People could ask and answer. I did it out like Raspberry Pi and the modem. So I began to be doing this kind of chatbot thing back in the days, and it was in me like Ask Iris. So now coming to street, that idea from the movie into a fun project in college, and now still it was me in a street, like conversational, like first moment in a stick. So I'm like, okay, what if we do chatbot? And I didn't know the business side of it. If you told me kunajua NLP it came later. But that thing, okay, like chatbot, it was very beginning. So the thing is, we wanted to make a very like a chatbot platform ambayo iko good in Swahili. That was like the very first goal. And I used Grammarly kitambo sana. And then I'm like, Grammarly, when it comes to them now, I'm like, let me steal it from Grammarly. Grammarly is Sarufi. So in Sarufi will be a good name. So I basically stole the name from Grammarly. Yeah, I just stole like Grammarly into Sarufi, and then that's a Sarufi. And then it's going to be dealing with chatbot platform for African languages. The very first version was very shitty. It never saw the light of the day. Maybe 6 months later, that's when we shipped something which is good. So what is it? It's a platform now about it allow you to build this kind of conversational experience like chatbots. About it's there, we support like Flow. You can use like a true structure to develop your bot, or you can use this model like ChatGPT, Anthropic to develop a chatbot in a way that if you talk to that chatbot, it can answer like you're talking to a real human. So people can use it for customer care, ticket booking, service provision. They can do social commercing. So we're working on very cool stuff. So like people use it for a variety of stuff. So because you can do so many stuff. What we are a building platform, and we are I'm a developer, and the strategy of growing Sarufi is mostly to be a developer centric. So we love developer, and we try our best to build a platform that is going to be appeal to developer community. I believe in creative people, like people tools, and then people like are smart. They'll find out way to do it, and that's why we do it. And then on another side, to get the money in a short team, we do B2B sales, got companies. You might think we're doing just developer community, but we do a lot of like this B2B sales. But apart from that, we are the vision is to be like one of the developer centric people company. Just create a community.
So as you said, unadil sana, you're very developer centric, and you have been a very key figure kwenye ecosystem yetu kwa kuanzisha hizi events mbalimbali za developers and meetups, AI. Today was the 5th generative AI meetup. Na pia umekuwa una AI for women. You've been championing that and creating communities, which is a very good as earned you a title in the ecosystem. So why do that? And it's like why go through all that hassle while you're making 7 million a month? Or is it also a way to package Sarufi on top of it? And
I mean like seriously, if it was for money, I got jobs offer, like people promise Kalebu will give you 12 billion, come to US, give you a visa. Maybe if I wanted money, man, I've gone for those jobs. My brother like, okay, Kalebu, there's a gig here, you come here. Just a very good creative job. I mean, I'm not bluffing, but if it was for money, I mean, I could take this journey. But maybe at this moment, all I think is there's kind of jobs which if I do, I get some peace of mind. And the second time, I want to take the biggest risk I can take now. Usually, I don't wanna go the safe route. I'm a free soul. I'm a free mind. I wanna break the rules and try what if what can be done. So Mimi's community, I told you I'm a self-touch developer. The most of my learning in network and everything, I took from community. I was attending UGDG, the Psycho Nini, a lot of community events. So that route was in me early on. And back in the days, I was just a member, but I was getting a chance to attend these events about these people like organizing, taking their time to make sure like even nobody like us get the chance to meet at least senior people and like, okay, bro, I do AI too. Can you see my project? What do you think of it? So that's the chance really give me an exposure, and it really played a huge role in my career. And then now coming to a position now, okay, I feel like I can give back now. I'm in a position now, okay, at least I can plan something. I can at least inspire the next Kalebu, like I don't know, next engineers, like if I can do that, it bring a lot of peace of mind into me. Like I'm like even if none of this works, at least I think, okay, I did something for the community, and it's very personal, and I'm highly serious about it. Like community is the things for me, and I say the weekends are for community. For the past 3 weeks, every Saturday is community events. I don't know, attending, sponsoring. We do a lot of community on over like 15 universities to an ambassador program. We do events, we sponsor with events. This is what like bring Hannah to me, but we're not a charity again. So the same thing. I mean, we use this also as a community to grow. Like the product wise, okay. If these people in university, they know about our product. If developers know about the product, these are the people come to companies, and then if they think of using a chatbot, basically it's going to be Sarufi. It grows the brand because give, and then people know your brand, they trust your brand. Why don't you they use it? So that's what I believe in. It's a long term strategy. I mean, I could do like short term, okay, or I could do the selfish way, okay. Sell, suiti, drive a good car, but men trust me. That's none, and I don't imagine it. And I mean, I kind of admire sometimes, okay, driving a car, but it won't be bring me like that peace I want.
The peace of mind.
The peace of mind I get from community, man. Going there and talking to people, man, Caleb, whatever. Yeah, it's kind of cool, to throw. It isn't deep in me. I mean, but it's evil, and so I think it's both ways. It's deep in me to be a part of community, to grow community, to be a part of the ground of Tanzanian community. But at the same time, I feel like it's a good strategy for the company to grow its product, and then also if you have a community, it means that we can make product different product around, and then we have community trust us. So if you're innovating around, if you're innovating a new business, what is your moat? What's something that people can take you out of you? Maybe the product they can take out of you, but maybe what if your moat is community? What if your moat is you have a strong people that they trust you, and then you can come with something else, and then so like it's one of the way we increase our competitive advantage, because we are community people. If you want to do,
you have a community.
You have a community, it's a moat. You have a community, you have a product, you have So it's both.
Beautiful. And what I get from you is you just want to be part of the change. If there is a cycle going on or a wheel, you want to be part of the wheel to bring change in the Tanzanian community. And I believe through those events, meetups, there's going to be some good stories. I think we're going to have somebody in this chair and will say that I came from the generative AI meetups or the Sarufi events. I believe that in the near future. And I think that is also what Founders Tanzania stands for. It's just being part of the change in the ecosystem, creating that vibrancy that we want to see more people. We want to see more inspirational figures in the community, and kudos for that.
I mean, thank you so much. I mean, I think you're doing an amazing job. I think stories are good. Stories are good because I mean, there's a point where I was going on YouTube unaangalia mabraza ecosystem na kuwa inspired. I saw that there was a video ya watu wabuni pale wamfanya AI computer vision. I was like, I want to be that guy in that video featured. I mean, I remember watching those video of people telling stories about how people are doing amazing stuff in ecosystem used to inspire me. So I'm hoping at some point my weird story going to inspire someone sitting there somewhere.
It's an amazing story.
Thank you, man.
Your story is inspirational, from being a top performer ukiwa chuo, ukaja mtaani, ukahustle with NeuroTech, Sarufi, and kama unavyosema, you got your inspiration by watching somebody anafanya kitu, his story inspired you. Probably kama leo kuna mtu yuko chuo, Musti, let's go back to the old days. Mtu yuko Musti sasa hivi anapambana. What do you have for him? Na ambayo mimi nimepata kutoka kwako ni act now, act fast. Alafu pia na the inner strong belief. Yani kama ulikuwa unasema you had to make it within a week, ukanunua credits Upwork with all the money that you had, believing that will turn out to become to get a gig or what. So that's a very strong inner belief kwamba, I'm gonna make it, things are gonna be all right. So that is what I got from you. What do you have for somebody at Musti right now watching you and watching to be in this seat probably a year or 3 years down the line? What can you say to him or her? You can just look him in the camera.
For me, what I can say, for quite a while, like being here is a series of hard choices.
Okay.
So at every moment there is an easy route. There is like a safe route. Amba could have taken from the Chuo, as I told you. Like in Chuo, they say, okay, they want me to stay. I could go. I mean, I was even a top performer. I could go to college. Even there was like route Ambo. It was very comfortable for me. And but me, like as I said, I'm a free soul. I'm a free mind. So my point is, however tempting it is to like take the easy route, sometimes. Just jump. Don't just jump on a ship because you're gonna get old, and then you want to remember the things you did. Like we regret the things we didn't do.
Yes.
So I mean, take the biggest risk you can take. Please take that word carefully. Yeah, but my point is just. If you believe in something, you invest in some way, we'll find in a way to, but believe in something, but also commit your action to it. So for me, it was the most elementary. Like lucky is find you while you're doing something. Lucky is like you put in the hard work, you're in the right, you're on a path, and you're like putting the work, and then lucky you find on the way.
Okay.
I wasn't sure at any point of my time. So if it wasn't for that LinkedIn message, if it wasn't for that friend who called me. So there's a lot of moment where you find out, okay, an upper gig, a lot of moment where these things happen. It sounds like a pure luck, but those things wouldn't have happened if I wasn't on this occasion, on those environment, on those settings.
Doing that gig.
Meeting
this person.
Exactly. So my point is, you just don't know how you're going to make it. You might have a good plan, a best plan, but, the word will surprise you. So the point is just to be very committed, but just flexible on the details, and always like, yani kuwa kwenye sehemu ambayo opportunity can find you.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Just put in the hard work. Yeah, no, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to dream big, dream crazy. When you are young, it's a moment I believe you can take the biggest risk. Ukishakuwa na hivyo. I don't say ukiwa baba. Baba atakupa kodi. I don't say ukiwa older you can take a risk, but I'm saying this is the time now you can dream, and it's a moment where a lot of things are happening. It's a moment to dream and do stuff. Yeah,
so just to clarify that. When you're young like him, I'm not that old, but it's a time ambayo you can take risks and bet on yourself. Right now I'm a dad. Hata kama bado ni founder, lakini there's some risks I can't take because I'm betting the whole family. I'm betting my child's diapers. Mke wangu atakula nini, lakini he can somebody ambaye yuko chuo can take the risk, yuko mwenyewe kwenye bed, anaweza kamomba baba kodi ama auntie ama shangazi, and things can go on. So that's what he says. And winding up, tell me about the future of NeuroTech and Sarufi, and probably if there is any support you need, you can state it.
Okay, I mean, thinking of Sarufi and NeuroTech, jana nilikuwa naona ripoti. I mean, it was a surprise. Someone posted Kalebu mpo kwenye 100 company in Africa, AI company in Africa. I'm like, what? We're entering this. I mean, it's slowly it's happening, but the thing is, we want to be that company and boy deliver values, the maximum impact for Africa. Yeah. Something I would like to come alive is building, so if you're doing conversational AI, right, the things are happening, there's a lot of like a huge roadmap on us, but we're trying to build on Sarufi. But the thing is to build things for Africa, for developer in Africa, grow those communities. In a short team, in a short team, there's cool stuff you're working on. I won't tell them now. But it's exciting. There's something we're working on about, like, it's going to really help, like, these people doing business on Instagram, like around social commerce. I mean, we cannot do that now, but it's like this V2 we're like working on is future. But I'd like to see Sarufi and AI like be one of the pioneering company and boys democratizing this AI knowledge, democratizing AI tools across Tanzania, across Africa. Yeah, I mean that's my dream. Like, okay, making sure we don't lag behind, you know, like we also people use this solution. So that's a future I imagine. I remember one of the very first mission, you know, like mission vision. To elevate Africa using artificial intelligence. Yeah, like in technology. So, by the way, that's the very big mission. Crafted by my friend. But yeah, that's what it's a very big mission. But yeah, I mean, it's a piece after piece. Cake by cake.
I see.
Yeah.
So, what I love to see in the future is that you ripped off the name out of Grammarly. And I would love to see a product that works like Grammarly. Sarufi, that can integrate local Swahili languages, because I write a lot. I mean, a business developer. So I would love to clarify my Swahili as how I make my English better using Grammarly. So that's my future in his product. I would love to see
work on that.
Sawa.
Yeah.
It has been a beautiful day. Leo tuko katika season 1 episode 2 ya Founder Safari. Na tulikuwa naye Jordan Caleb ama Kalebu Gwalugano. It's a beautiful story, to be honest, and tumeweza kujifunza mengi personally, na naamini nawe utajifunza mengi. And we tell these stories as about Founder Safari ni ili tuweze kupata inspiration, tuweze kujifunza, tuweze kuelewa safari za watu mbalimbali, na kupitia safari hizi ziweze kuinstill change kwenye community. You've been with me Kusiluka, and this is Founder Safari. Ningependa kusikia labda kuhusu your socials, and also how can people contact you as we wrap up this session.
Okay. You can DM me on LinkedIn, Kalebu Gwalugano. Yeah, and then I'm on Instagram. I use Kalebu in K in U mwishoni kwenye BU.
Okay.
_ Jordan, or you can DM such as NeuroTech, you reach me. Yeah, so yeah, NeuroTech AI is Instagram, NeuroTech HQ. I think NeuroTech HQ on Instagram, NeuroTech HQ on Twitter. Yeah, and also Caleb on Twitter, use J_Caleb. On Instagram, Kalebu _ Jordan. LinkedIn, Kalebu Gwalugano. Those are like ways to reach me. Yeah, that's it. So just DM me. I answer. Just I answer. Quick one. I remember you used to prompt him in DM on LinkedIn, and I give him a very long answer, and he's like, "Bro, umejibu." And I was like, when I was in your position, I used to do the same thing. I was DMing these people. They weren't replying me, and it was hurtful. And now I kind of feel what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah. So if you really want something or you want to ask, I do really answer.
Just check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asante sana. Until next time.
Cool.